All right, she will
Maybe.
tell you her thoughts.
I
No,
would.
no, you can tell them a synopsis.
I'm trying
You
to.
want
You
to
want me
read
to
it?
read it?
Either
Okay.
one. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel
Do
like
the
when I
shorter
try
one.
to do the synopsis, I always kind of like.
No, you can
So
just
I'll
read
just
it
read
though.
it.
That's
I
fine.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read it. So it's just
I actually
like,
like when you do your synopses because it's like funny for me.
because I'm like,
You get
see,
kind
the
of
problem.
lost and
I get lost
you
in it.
overthink it.
I overthink it, but I do remember plots of movies.
And
Like
spoilers
yeah.
too is a problem, right? You're always like, wait, should I say that?
I
It's
know,
tough.
because I want to tell you the whole thing. So, an aging film star retreats to the Scottish countryside with her nurse to recover from surgery. While there, mysterious forces of revenge emerge from the land where witches were burned.
Okay, that works. So the woman in this, Alice Krieg, yeah, said it right. We have seen her a little bit lately. She plays a witch again in Gretel and Hansel. And she was also recently in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the recent new one, the Netflix one. And the woman who played Sally Hardison in that is also in this movie. So I don't know if one brought the other one over, or if it was like a similar production company or what. But yeah, it's cool to see. And we have Malcolm McDowell in this from, of course, Clockwork Orange, but Halloween, Dr. Loomis, and he's made a lot of like lower budgeted horror lately. I think he's just kind of making paycheck films at this point. But
I still like seeing him though. I don't know. He's got a real good look for horror, and maybe part of that is the Clockwork Orange like memory that I have of him. But
sure. So okay, this film you went first last time. I'll go first this time.
that's fair.
Okay, I'll say this. This will be one of those like caveat type things for me. I have reviews like this where I say, I really enjoyed it, but this is for my audience, not for myself. I really enjoyed it. End, right? Like the point of the channel is obviously to give you my thoughts so that you guys know what to look out for. So I will say I did quite enjoy it. That said, I definitely think this is a niche film for a certain kind of audience. I think that some people will find this film to be feminist propaganda, right? That's just the fucking world we live in now.
we saw this review right on IMDb.
I gotta find this. We have it's the winner of winners. I'm gonna find it really quick. It's a headline that reads, it should be right here. Wait, did it get taken down?
Oh, maybe it did.
Or maybe I had it saved in my phone. I can paraphrase it. I'm pretty sure I remember exactly what it said. It said, no, it was like 4 stars, I thought. 3?
No, it was
It said like
a 1 star.
Was it an old dyke with no tits?
Yeah. Something like that.
It was just the most ridiculous
so
headline.
ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Because the girl in this movie got a mastectomy.
Yeah.
That's why she's going into a retreat. And she is an aging star who had pictures taken of her and seen as, not in her youth anymore. And was kind of ousted in the public eye. And now they're making a sequel to a film with her character that made her famous, and they're going to recast her for the sequel because she doesn't look good anymore. Very Kelly McGinnis, like in Top Gun Maverick or something, right? Where it's like, well, we'll just get Jennifer Connelly because you're not hot anymore, right? This happens in plenty of movies where they do a legacy sequel 20, 30 years later. And like someone in the woman ages, a lot of the times is like
not the way that
they're
people
not
want
sex symbols anymore, right? They don't look like Tom Cruise.
Imagine that.
And so they're like, "Fuck you, we're getting someone good, better looking." Now with Top Gun, at least they just made a new character.
Yes, I appreciate that because I feel like it would have been very insulting to just like totally recast her. But we're totally not talking about the same, so we'll go away.
We'll get off
but
that.
it plays into this film because I really loved that it kind of, when movies like this take the idea of feminine sexuality and like being a woman in the world and draw to light the fact that people, like women, are expected to be beautiful their whole lives and to constantly look young, and it just isn't the reality. Like, it doesn't mean you can't look well when you're older or still be attractive or age gracefully, but you're not going to look like you're 20 when you're 60.
No.
Like, it just doesn't happen. And
we know because we work in
in
an
an industry where people are really trying to hold on to that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look the best for your age, of course. But obviously, because she's a film star, there's like a toxicity to being in the entertainment industry where it's just like being a model or whatever, right? Like, you're past your prime when you're 22, kind of a thing. So it's, I really like that and of course, the symbolism with her having her breasts removed, which is very much like, it's femininity, right? Like, it's the thing, aside from the, vagina. But that symbolism is really great. And there's a lot of stuff.
She's been stripped of her femininity.
Right. And it's kind of her rediscovering her power, right?
Yep.
And finding her roots with the earth. And there's a lot of really cool stuff, just throughout the film, with how men kind of treat her and the men in the retreat and how they act, and even with her nurse, the assistant that's with her, and how she has different interactions with people. And sorry, I know I kind of cut you off because you were sort of talking about what you thought first. But
you're mostly saying what I want to say, but I think that it comes much better from a woman. So I'm happy to hear it from you versus me. But I definitely agree with all of that. I think this is a very metaphorical film, right? I mean, that's what it's really going for, and that. Yeah, the men in this movie, for the most part, by and large, are not good people, right? Yeah. And because it's focused on femininity, it's focused on female empowering, it's focused on the female metaphors and symbolisms and all that, and that men are portrayed as rapists or abusers in a few of these cases. It's going to piss some people off, but I don't think that it's heavy-handed. I think that it plays to this story, and it's not in your face, because there are men in this film that are just there, right? They're not like all portrayed as terrible people. They're just kind of background characters. And then another one is just portrayed as kind of a normal person, but just maybe, a little eccentric. So it's not like just like beating you over the head. Like, men are shit, women are amazing, female power, rah, rah, rah. I didn't get that sense. I got this sense as a very personal story to an aging woman who's dealing with her sexuality, who's dealing with her age, who's dealing with not being in her prime or in the spotlight anymore, and a lot of things that happen to famous people. And it is kind of something that a lot of us can't really connect to because of that specific part, but everything else is very relatable to a lot of people. So I think that the message there is very well done, and then I think that atmospherically this is super well done, and I think that visually this film is really, really strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Music, I think I liked it. I honestly can't remember it. It didn't stand out so much that I'm like, oh yeah, I loved it. But I don't remember it being atrocious either. So I think maybe that kind of just lays somewhere in the middle. I'd have to watch it again and really listen. But I was really just kind of paying attention. It is a slow burn. It kind of it moves along, but not fast, right? Sure. It plods along a little bit. But I never felt bored. I never felt like the film lacked direction. I never felt like I was lost or like this is pretentious. It always kind of really stayed pretty centered with my emotions towards it. I never went this way or that way too much. I quite enjoyed it throughout. It built really strong. It ended strong. I liked the message in the end. I liked the acting from everybody. I liked how it was shot. I liked all the messages behind it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
and
I did too.
I definitely think this is going to be a film that is going to piss a lot of people off. That group, and you're just going to piss them off.
It just
I
sucks.
don't care. Fuck them. Seriously, if this is the kind of movie that pisses you off, I don't care. fuck you.
Well, and
I don't care.
like art is meant to make you like there's art that will make you uncomfortable, and if you are uncomfortable by something or made uncomfortable by something, then it's like kind of an indicator that you need to look at why that is like in your life.
Self-reflect.
Just think about it and just kind of see, you know, like if it's pulling stuff up, there's a reason for it. And I will say like the like resurgence of witch movies and like especially using witches as a metaphor for female empowerment, I'm a huge fan of, because it's obviously
And repression.
well, it's both, right? It's
Right?
a double-edged sword because
Right.
there are so, you know, it's a very dark part of our history, burning people at the stake for witchcraft, and a lot of them were women. And to see it kind of being used to reclaim their power while also, like you said, you know, showing the oppression, I think is just really wonderful. And I just, yeah, I love it so much. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a winning formula
Yes.
of a plot line and the symbolisms and all that. So like they executed it, and that's really what it comes down to is you have a captive audience with us within this specific subgenre of film, so you just got to execute from there, and I think they did very well. But yeah, I mean this could be like an A24 type of film for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it
felt
has
like
that
for
feeling. So
sure.
if you're an A24 fan and you aren't, you know, wrapped up in your masculinity, and you can watch
Just
a
let
movie
it
about
go.
female empowerment and the traumas that it can be being a woman, because not every fucking movie is about a, you know, white fucking straight male,
Yeah.
and the woman isn't just the prize at the end of
Oh
the
my
movie
gosh,
or the
yeah.
eye candy.
Women
for the
are
fucking
people.
film.
They're
Women-
not just women. Like they're not their
They're not-
gender.
Yeah,
They're human beings that
they
have
feel
experiences.
they feel like the prize at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
like
that's-
I got the object, I got the other object with tits. Like that's a
So
lot of the action
sad.
movies and
Oh, I
adventure
know. We
movies
were
of
talking
old.
about that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you know, like, and in some ways that's not. It's such a weird line to walk because I get it. Like I like beautiful women, and I find like, you know, it's nice to look at something, whether it's male or female or whatever, that's physically like visually appealing, and if there is some attraction there, like I get that, but it like seems like that's so much like what women have been like the role women have been placed in a lot of those action movies, that it's like it's hard because like I understand guys wanting to see that, and like it's part of the guy flick thing
Sure.
is like a hot babe that is the prize at the end.
Sure.
But it also can be really damaging because like a lot of the times those characters don't have any character, like they are just there as objects, and it sends bad messages to men and women, you know.
Sure.
So it's like you need to be able to, I don't know how to do it like super successfully.
I get it.
So
See, I'm fine with it all existing. I'm fine with, I love that kind of shit, right? I like this kind of shit. Like, I think there should be variety in your film. I think there should be movies that exist like what I said, where the action movie with the hot babe and really she's the prize at the end of the fucking movie. And I think that a movie like this should exist, and I think a movie that deals with racism or with whatever, you know, right-wing politics, left-wing, whatever you want. I think all those films have a fucking voice, and they have an audience, and they very much should exist, because everyone should have a voice, and everyone should, you know, feel like they're heard at some point in one way or another. So I'm fine with it all. That's it. You know?
yeah.
I'm good with
Yeah.
it. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. It only has a 5.4 on IMDb, and most of the reviews are really just talking about it being, you know, feminist shit or like whatever. But yeah, I dug it.
It's wonderful.
Let us
You
know.
should check it out.
Yeah. Bye.